This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
It is Friday, the 29th of November, 2024. Good Friday morning, Trinidad Tobago. This is News to 6 a.m. on News Power Digital. The Cabinet has accepted the report of the Salaries Review Commission. The SRC has recommended salary increases for the Prime Minister, as well as the President, Chief Justice, Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, the Leader of the Opposition, Members of Parliament, members of the Judiciary, the Police Commissioner, and other senior public servants. The government, however, says the implementation still has to be decided upon. It was revealed the SRC report has been in the making for the past 13 years. Government said it will not override the report, it will bring it before Parliament. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is also defending the work of the Cabinet on behalf of the population. Meanwhile, commenting on the position of the Cabinet to accept the SRC report, President General of the Siemens Waterfront Trade Union, Michael Anisette, says all should be done to ensure equity and equality. He said comrades have been asking him about what their next move should be in light of the latest development. The trade unionists maintain the position that should be opted, especially in light of the tight economic situation facing the nation at this time. This morning, Friday morning, the Prime Minister will leave for Barbados to attend deliberations with senior officials of the U.S. government, where several matters of importance will be discussed. Dr. Rowley cited the significance of those discussions and his reason for deciding to attend. The Prime Minister recently attended heads of government meetings in Guyana in the presence of the Prime Minister of India. Dr. Rowley, however, said the high-level delegation from America in the region and noted the need to be part of deliberations in these difficult times. It is official, Fitzgerald Hines is out of the race for Laventille West candidacy for the 2025 upcoming general elections. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley yesterday confirmed that National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines has withdrawn his consent to be nominated as the candidate for Laventille West. The Prime Minister said he had no hand in it. Dr. Rowley did so as yesterday's post-cabinet media briefing after word that Hines this week withdrew his consent he initially gave for nomination. Minister Hines will therefore not be screened when Laventille West presents its nominees to the PNM Screening Committee this coming Monday. Those to be presented may only be Port of Spain Alderman Attorney Kareem Marcel and Dr. Kena Jessamy. Hines has been Laventille West MP since September 2015 and was also re-elected in 2020. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has directed Finance Minister Colin Imber to take more direct role in resolving the impasse over salary increases at the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus. There's been an ongoing dispute over wage negotiations with the West Indies group of university teachers WIGA, the union representing academic and senior administrative staff at UWI St. Augustine campus. The union has been ramping up protest action amid the unresolved dispute. Opposition leader Kamala Prasad is doubling down on her position that migrants committing crimes in the country must be deported. In the face of such criticism, she said she had whitewashed the entire Venezuelan migrant community. Prasad issued a statement on Thursday in which she called out what she described as lunatic ministers and commentators politically simping for criminals with fake outrage about xenophobia and hatred, instead of standing up for citizens' safety following the case of a 69-year-old man who was beaten, robbed, kidnapped, and stabbed in the head and murdered. She said, quote, the level of idiocy, lunacy, and political simping being exhibited in the name of politically correct virtue signaling wokeism by some media editors, politicians, activists, and commentators who seem to abandon common sense is astounding, said Prasad's successor. Promoter One Caribbean Music seeks to clarify details of a Carnival Friday concert featuring Jamaican dancehall artist Vybz Kartel. One artist, Yankee Boy, whose real name Kevon Heath, started a hunger strike as a form of protest, claiming it's disrespecting Trinidadian culture on a day traditionally dedicated to spotlighting top soca artists. On his Instagram page, he expressed his disgust, indicating, quote, Carnival is supposed to be soca, calypso, chutney, steel pan, and tassa. The promoter notes the event, featuring a stellar cast of superstar performers from across the region, representing 80% soca and 20% on genres of musical performances. And finally, a hazardous seas alert number 1 orange level is in effect. It will run from 5 p.m. Thursday, yesterday, and scheduled to end at 8 a.m. on Saturday. The Met Service at Piaco says areas to be affected include northern and northeastern exposed coastal areas of Trinidad and Tobago, including north-facing coastal areas of the Gulf of Paria to a lesser extent. High energy, long period northeasterly swells are expected to produce large breakers along nearshore coastline areas. Although the onset may be infrequent, the event can cause large battering waves exacerbated at high tides along those shorelines. And that is news to 6 a.m. right here on News Power Digital. We'll have major news coming your way at 7 a.m. Good Friday morning to you.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
Friday morning, and neighbors. It is the second to last day for the month of November, the 29th day. That means 26 days to Christmas. Thank you so much for joining us on the Power Breakfast Show on Power 102 Digital. Full cast in this morning. We just heard from Dr. Paul Richards. We'll hear from Wendell Stephen, Richard Ragoobarsingh. Yep, we got Ruben and Shane in the mix. Of course, my name is Steve Khan. 26 degrees at Piarco International Airport. 27 in our beautiful sister isle of Tobago. The Met Office yesterday predicted today is going to be cloudy periods with showers and medium. 60% chance of the thunderstorm activity. All right, that's what the Met Office said yesterday at 4:32. All right. On the road, on the highways and the byways, I got nothing to tell you about. The usual spots where you get volume and traffic. Yeah, you've got it. Nothing has changed. Good morning to you, Paul.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, everyone.
What's shaking? What's shaking? I see you shaked very early this morning. Glad to see you here in the office.
You're fine.
At this hour.
You're fine.
Yeah. I know I'll get breakfast.
You're fine, sir.
Yeah. I'll get breakfast and coffee.
I've never seen someone so obsessed with food.
And coffee.
Is there a deficiency in some other part of your life that you're overcompensating for?
No. I can skip lunch, but I cannot skip breakfast and dinner.
Okay.
Yeah. Breakfast, most important meal of the day.
All right.
Anyway, what is this? You all wrapped up like a market crab there with that tie there, bro.
You're fine. Anyway, good morning, everyone. It's Friday morning.
Yeah. Second to last day of November.
Good morning to MP Fitzgerald Hines.
Yeah, I spoke to him last evening for a while, actually. Yeah, I did. I called, asked him to be on the show. And, he said, you'll just stay quiet for now. I said, that's cool. So we spoke for a bit.
I don't know why you're surprised. He's not going to elaborate on his choice at this time.
Yeah.
Politicians are tight-lipped. I have to say I'm not surprised. Good morning, Wendell.
Hey.
Hi, morning, Paul, morning, Steve, morning, Richard. Morning.
Are you in Jamaica, man?
No, I'm actually not in Jamaica. But no, I'm not in Jamaica. Yeah, but good morning. Good morning, gentlemen, and good morning, listeners and viewers. Happy Black Friday. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes. Let's go on Amazon and see what we got. Let's see.
Yeah, but Amazon is for Monday.
Is it? I have no clue.
Well, today's the day for the stores.
Yeah.
Because all the major stores in the United States have I'm sure there are people out there already.
Yeah.
I would never forget.
At midnight.
Yeah. Never forget the one year I saw the most chaotic scenes at a Walmart. My God. Anyway, happy to be in the land of the living. For those who would have lost loved ones, our deepest condolences. And for those celebrating birthdays, like my good friend Hayden Revenalis, who I think his birthday was yesterday. Yes, his birthday was yesterday. Belated greetings. And
Mhm.
today is the birthday of James Purcell. He was the head of the Parang Association at one time, my very good friend.
Mhm.
Um,
Remember?
Sion Nurse. Sion Nurse. Today is also the birthday of Pointy Brown. You all know him,
Hey,
Pointy Brown.
it's
Yeah.
Pointy's birthday.
Today is his birthday. And Michael McKnight also celebrating a birthday. Let me
Mm.
also say a special greeting to Slick Money Grip, who came to pay me a visit at Rumbox the other day.
Ask
I
him how
did
you got
send,
that name.
actually I did, and he did explain it, he did explain it, but he'll probably message Joshua and explain it again. But he did tell me something else, because he lived abroad for quite a while apparently. He still has a slight accent, but he's back. He's enjoying retirement. And
But
we always thought it was a female because
what
of the,
this?
but it is a male. But it was nice meeting him. Very nice gentleman.
Okay. David Wares just sent me a picture here. I'll send it for you guys. And um,
But I'm
it's
using my
where is
phone
that,
to do this
David?
thing.
David, where is that? It looks like Grand Bazaar.
What, Black Friday sale?
Well, I'm sending it to you guys now. Unbelievable. Let me look at that again. That's at 4 a.m. this morning. That looks like standards. Am I wrong? At 4 a.m. this morning, crowds of people. Unbelievable. Wow.
No, I don't think it says so.
Wow.
People are going to do what they ever they have to do to relieve whatever stress that they have. I
No,
mean,
it's just,
shopping.
it's what their pocket can afford. It's so expensive now
Yeah.
Well,
that a lot of people don't have a lot of money. If they're going to get deals and that'll come out at 4 o'clock in the morning, I guess they will.
yeah, that's what I said. Shopping relieves stress.
That is craziness.
That is, wow. Standards, Grand Bazaar. Jeez, I
That is
didn't know
craziness.
standards
I
had a
think
big.
that is crazy. That is craziness.
As I say, I'm using my phone to do the program, so I can't.
I can't promise nobody to do that.
Wow.
But
Sorry, I can't.
courts had it the other day. Courts had lines and lines and crowds and crowds.
Last week, Friday, we did a
Mm-hmm.
broadcast from there.
Mm. Yeah,
So, good morning.
to each his own. And I was listening. I was backstage. I was backstage for a while when I was here, and I heard you, Paul, sending out a special greeting to Fitzgerald Hines. I would like also to send out a special greeting to him. If the story is accurate, I think he has done a wise thing.
The Prime
The
Minister.
story is accurate.
Mm. Yeah, but I think I want to commend him for doing it. I hate it when politicians are forced out and embarrassed out of office and thing.
Hmm.
Just leave. Leave. You've served long. You've served hard. You've served well. You've served in several different capacities.
Hmm.
You were one of the best debaters in the parliament, certainly during opposition and in government. Don't let people force you out.
Courts
But
have a Black
I
Friday sale
actually
today
think
too. Wow.
we're going to see at least two more long-standing.
No, I think we need more than two more. I remember I've been telling you all.
Please listen to me.
Uh-huh.
I'm not asking what you think you need. I'm saying I think we're going to see two more debating.
So I can't challenge what you say. I can't.
You
I'm
can,
not.
but
I'm not
listening to me.
disagreeing with what you said. I just said we need more. I've been hinting to you all the time that I'm going to say what I have to say one day. Remember, you all were asking me to say what I want to say when it has started, and I can call two more names, but I won't just. Huh?
I said you could call them, but you wouldn't call them, and you're saying you're going to say what you want to say. Call the names.
Well, at least two more of the current members of parliament who I think have served long and well should also step aside. That's what I think. Okay? But there are some senators in there and even some new MPs who just need to just say, you see this? I ain't cut out for this. Or this ain't cut out for me. And give other people who might be more willing.
Like,
Hmm?
like,
Like the Labra MP. I don't think the Labra MP is I mean,
I don't think
he's
anybody knows who he is, to be very honest.
naturally, exactly.
I don't think he's made a particular impact at all.
Yeah. Yeah. But Carl Mimbert is one I think should call it a day. Camille Robinson Regis, as much as I like her, I think she should call it a day. But the thing about with Camille is that the person who challenged her, I don't think she is suitable either. She served as an MP before, but I don't think she will bring the kind of representation that I think Aruka Maloney needs. Camille Robinson had the right attitude for Aruka Maloney, but I think she has served long and hard, and she without blemish, and she should call it a day.
Why?
So there you go. But
I'm
just said
asking you.
why.
Why? Because she's served long and hard.
Yeah, give some other people a chance.
So this is an age thing with you.
No, it's also about experience. I don't know their ages. Cummins said he was by 65 and nobody should be in politics. But he's long past 65. He's past 65. I know that for sure. But don't let people go out on a high. Don't let people challenge you. Don't let people start to dig up all kind of things and make all kind of accusations against you. Don't do that. Don't let that happen to you.
It's politics when the people make accusations all the time. So
yeah, but if you'll see how fast if they leave Fitzgerald Hines alone now. You'll see how quick they drop all that nonsense they'll be saying about it.
Well, that's the nature of politics, you
know. Mm-hmm.
When you're a high profile member of any cabinet, you're going to that's the nature of the game.
Yeah.
They always many no matter who's in power.
Mm-hmm.
Some people call it holding you to account, some people call it politicking,
Mm-hmm.
Both are accurate.
Let me tell you something. The opposition is no different, I think the opposition would stand a better chance with a new leader also. And I think some of their politicians need to go also.
Right.
You understand? Well, let me tell you something. The biggest mistake the UNC will make.
Rodney Charles has already said he's not going back up.
Right. The biggest mistake, but UNC, in all honesty, have a lot of new MPs, right? Because Kamala Prasad set a clean slate last time, right? So a lot of them are new and untried and untested. But when people see the specter of Anil Roberts and David Naked becoming possible ministers in our government, the UNC better keep the two of them far, far, far away from the campaign. Because they will always say something disrespectful. They will always say something inappropriate. They will always say something to rub people the wrong way. They cannot help it. The two of them cannot help it. Wade Mark, in my opinion, needs to stay far away from politics too. As affable as a guy as he is, I know, outside of the politics. Right? People don't want to even imagine people like that in government again. You understand? So give people choices, give people other choices. And if the PNM does it successfully, as I feel that they would, then fine. I trust the PNM 10 times more than I will ever trust anybody in that UNC. You understand? And I think the population will trust a new PNM slate quicker than they will ever trust that bunch of UNC coming back in power. And the specter of people like Anil Roberts and David Naked. And I continue to say the two of their names. You notice that, right? Because of their history of disrespect and because of their history of divisiveness. Right? Keep them far from your campaign. Kamala Prasad says she She's just trying to keep quiet now and hope that people forget. But I'm sure reminders will come, especially with that stupidness she talked about Venezuelans the other day. Huh? So we'll see. We'll see. You'll never see Wendell Stephen on a ballot again, I guarantee you that. Or even as a nominee. I guarantee you that one.
For nothing.
For nothing.
You done?
But done, of course I done.
Done?
Of course I done.
Done.
You could call me and give me a little blind if Mrs. Kangaloo Garcia could say, hey, let me put Wendell and Richard alongside Paul Lee. And maybe even Steve. Could you imagine that powerhouse Senate?
Put Wendell and Richard.
Oh Lord, no pressure.
Put Wendell where?
Alongside Paul in the independent bench?
Wendell. Wendell.
Yes, Paul.
Put Wendell.
Yes, Paul.
Maybe Richard. I know about Wendell.
No, but you know I'm just joking about myself.
You would have to be joking.
I am just joking about myself. I was too active a politician in the PNM to go and sit in the independent bench. I could sit on the independent bench on the
I could see Richard doing a good job.
I could see Richard doing an excellent job.
Richard for Prime Minister.
I know about that. I ain't endorsing that. Okay, anyway.
But
a lot has happened in the last 24 hours. A lot has happened in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, like what?
Well, the Prime Minister has said that the Cabinet has accepted the SRC report. So the President, Prime Minister, Leader of the Opposition, Chief Justice, Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, members of Parliament, members of the Judiciary, Police Commission, and other senior public servants. I'm not surprised one bit. Actually, I heard it was discussed last week, and this was the reason. So I was just waiting for it to be announced.
Yeah,
I heard this last week, but he did say that he would take the report before Parliament.
But Richard also said, but I've lost a little track of time. Richard would have said it this week too, that the mere fact that the report was sent back for the corrections and so on and brought forward again meant that they were going to accept it this time. And I agree, and they should.
Yep. I just wish the SRC would have been given more detail as to the benchmarks they use. As I said to a newspaper this week, I think that would have helped people understand the comparative salaries our leadership structure gets compared to their counterparts. And if you look at it, it's actually low.
Yeah, it is. Well, you all know how I felt about these increases all the time anyway. Even if the parliamentarians were not going to take it or not going to get it, give it to the local government people. That has always been my position, and I maintain that position. You understand? As for the other ancillary staff and so on, I have no problem with it either.
I never understand why entities like SRC are so cloaked in secrecy in a lot of ways. What's the big deal in giving the benchmarks? How you came about the level of increases that you decided upon? You understand?
Because they will get cussed anyway, Paul. They know that.
It's not a matter of getting cussed anyway, it's a matter of transparency.
It
has nothing to do with getting cussed anyway. It's a matter of transparency.
Wow.
And yes, people will take information and twist it anyway, but at least you've been transparent.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't think they've ever had ever explained it, because I would have gone through several iterations of SRC reports coming. You understand? Some were accepted. I remember when very early in the day, under the UNC government, back to Pandey was Prime Minister, the SRC would have submitted a report that gave everybody an increase. And I remember as a young councillor, I get a $30-something thousand, and that is 20 years ago. I was so happy. I remember that. You understand? These things are not, I'll be honest with you, these things are not known to happen when PNM is in power. It's always when PNM is not in power, those increases come and they are accepted, which is why I was telling the PNM, do not be coward. Get it done. When the UNC or whatever iteration they come with, when they in power, they do it. They could care less how much you cost them. They do it. So I remember that increase coming under UNC already. You understand? Under the People's Partnership too, they did things for local government. They didn't care. They were seeing about their how I should put it, because they had 11 of the 14 corporations under the People's Partnership, and they made sure that those corporations were taken care of. Those representatives were taken care of. They ensured that it happened. So just get it done, you know. So I hope maybe Dr. Rowley was listening to this show when I was talking about it, because I was fed up with PNM being covered sometimes. You know?
He certainly wasn't coward yesterday.
Well, I didn't see it and I didn't hear it because yesterday I was kind of in transit.
Well, Richard, sir, you get a cut skin Thursday night of Wednesday that like never before. You know, he said the level of cut skin, he went to town on you yesterday.
I know where.
So yet.
I know where it came from. Mrs. R came surprised that came to watch the match because I was actually on the field of play when somebody said, "Hey, Wendell, look, you have a spectator, you have a fan." And when I came off, it was Mrs. R sitting there. But we didn't lose, but we didn't lose badly. But
no, you did. You lost. You get a stinking cocktail. No ice. You walked off the Queen's Park Oval in shame.
Let me tell you something about Seaboard
Worst
Marine.
performing team.
Let me tell you something about Seaboard Marine. Seaboard Marine just look forward.
Seaboard Marine should take off the name out of that.
Come and sit down and hang in the Oval, lime, drink, eat, and have lots of food in the Oval on Wednesday night. You know, so the lime is what Seaboard Marine is look forward to. And that's the fact that guys come together because guys of different persuasions and profession and so on come together. The vibes is be so nice. I keep telling people, come in, just walk in, the Oval and
talk about the cocktail.
But we got expertise, all right.
Brought to you by Ben Gay.
Who beat us that night? Trooper, a team named Trooper. Troopers. A team with Rocky Garcia beat us. Rocky Garcia.
That says a lot. That says a lot. One of the news items also that has been bubbling over the last week that we said we probably asked the question this morning involved this furor. I don't know what the furor is about because Vibes Capital come in for a concert on Carnival Friday. Beanie Man, Capleton, you name it, come here for Carnival already.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
Shaggy come here for Carnival already.
And perform with Marshall on stage.
So what is this big fuss all of a sudden about a Jamaican artist performing in Carnival?
I really don't know.
Especially too, as there has been a void on Carnival Friday in terms of major concert. They have lots of little fets over the place, but without a Soca Monarch and a Carnival Friday, and without Fantastic Friday Soca Monarch. What was Marshall concert name?
Marshall Monday.
Marshall was also on a Carnival Friday at one time, you remember? Alternative or whatever he called his concert back then. But I neither here nor there. What Vibes Cartel singing anyway? That nothing he's singing interests me.
It's not for us.
Exactly.
It's not for us. But clearly these young artists who making this big furor they were not born when Beanie Man was on stage Carnival Friday. Is that it?
Probably, you know.
Beanie Man take over a Carnival here with Marshall Montana already. He had with Marshall.
Yeah. And as we said, and Shaggy too. I remember Shaggy.
And one of the issues with this kind of position is they need to understand that when they take these positions, right? When they take these positions and I'll call it a kind of protectionist position because they're protecting the turf, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you say Carnival Friday or Carnival is primarily for soca artists. I believe that's the position he or they taking, right? Some of them taking.
Mm-hmm.
When they don't hire for New York, Barbados, Jamaica, hush them out.
Yeah, but
and they say only UK artists, or only Jamaican artists, or only American artists, hush them out.
But 3/4 of them looking for complimentary anyway. If it was Soca Monarch, they ain't buying. If Soca Monarch come back, will they go? All the people who making the noise.
David Wares is saying the point is they all came at guest. Cartel is a 2-hour concert. I don't know that is true. The promoter put out a thing that, and to me there's a nuance that says it's 80% soca and 20% other genres. So we're niggling about how long Cartel is going to be on stage now. You understand?
Well, let me put it this way. I got very close to Vibes Cartel the other day when I was in Jamaica. He walked right past me in the lobby, and he and a few people there, and they were taking pictures. My daughter even went up to him. You understand? But I asked him, but what is this big hype? I don't know him. I don't listen to his music. But I know that he was incarcerated for years, and he really, but he was looking a lot different than some of the images I saw of him. He wasn't looking this puffy, white looking, clear skin. He wasn't looking so when I saw him. And this was just what, 2 weeks ago, 2 to 3 weeks ago, I saw him. I took a picture actually of him in the lobby. You know, but I really don't know about Vibes Cartel. I don't care.
I could care less, but I mean, this furor about Carnival Fridays, this and Carnival changed so much over the years.
Yeah.
You see, you can't because it's a generation thing. You can't feed people that of a particular type of music and then expect them to compartmentalize it.
Yeah.
For a particular day or time.
So when they should have it and whatnot.
Yeah. And when they should they shouldn't want it, and when they shouldn't want it. Young people don't think like that.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah, I guess.
They like it, they want it, and they want it.
Yeah. And somebody must have thought it a wise thing to do. I mean, a promoter really could care less about.
Promoter,
they would have done the research.
Money.
Yeah.
Promoter looking to make him money, and guess what? With all the remonstration and all the bacchanal and all the drama, guess what? They're going to sell out.
Yep.
With all the drama and all the, it should be soca alone and all that we protect soca and Trinidad and chutney and thing on that day, it's going to sell out though. So what does it tell you?
I went to one of the best reggae concerts. An artist the other day, Burning Spear, came down. He's 80 or something like that. And he put on a 3-hour performance down at Scallywag Bay. It was one of the best reggae concerts I ever went. I love reggae. But
that's your age.
Yeah, true. But I love reggae, but I also was always present at Soca Monarch. I didn't use some Mr. Soca Monarch. So much so Richard and I went Soca Monarch already. And that's when we were walking out Soca Monarch, we bounced into Dr. Rowley. And he and Richard started blogging and talk about a birthday celebration they were planning to have because they born on the same day. I don't forget anything. We went Soca Monarch in NLCB box in the Savannah already.
You can't talk more Soca Monarch than me.
But you would have posted.
And sat down in a meeting at the start, the first one with William Monroe and the media network I was employed with at the time to discuss broadcast and planning of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And host Soca Monarch and broadcast Soca Monarch for TV6 for years.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just things change, things evolve.
Yeah.
You have to hold on to the past forever. And it's insecurity too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to see Machel Montano or Voice or somebody on a Grammy stage, or I mean, It's a global environment now.
Well, it's the same marshal who they accuse of mashing up Soca Monarch anyway. Not so?
We could ask the questions, but because people clearly have different views on it.
You mean concerning Vibes Cartel?
Yeah, remember we said we were doing that today.
Yeah, we could ask that. We could ask that.
Clearly have different perspectives on it.
I can't see the chat though, unfortunately.
I don't know really fucking about 222 talk.
Yeah, so we'll open up the lines 36 minutes after the hour of 6 o'clock. 222-8255, toll free North Americans, 866-525-1099. Good morning, Captain Ron.
Morning, Captain Ron. Captain Ron, I'm in your area.
You what?
Steve, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to Dr. Paul.
Good morning, Eddie. Happy Friday
you're
to you.
off to somewhere again. Good morning.
You know it is, Gila. These children of mine, they love to travel.
You are a frequent flyer. You're supposed to get your own aircraft.
Soon come.
Last night it had so many interesting things in the news. I was taken aback, although I'm not sad about it, but Fitzgerald Hines, I knew he wasn't going to go up because of the furor that took place with the young guy with the women's group from that area, right, Laventille East or wherever. I knew that was going to happen. So you worked for donkey years as a politician. Go and rest off now, because I don't think Hines ever went on a vacation that we know of, right? Go and rest off. If you have a wife, go and rest off with your wife. Your work, job well done. So you
smell the roses.
And the most important one was the SRC report. Now, I found Dr. Rowley came over a kind of a way. I don't have a problem with it because the other people, you can't, the other ones, besides the higher officials and the prime minister opposition, I didn't mind the other people getting the money if they could have dissected and give them it. But you can't do that because Dr. Paul, you told me you can't do it, right? So
you want to give some and don't give some now. That is more back and another confusion. Right. You want to choose who you want to give now. It can't be like that.
You have to find a way. So because of that, you can't, because people are against the prime minister getting that amount of money, the rest must suffer. So I agree.
But when you say that, Mr. Abadi, it is not about the prime minister.
That's what I'm saying. I know that because that's what
it's about the prime minister.
That's about him. Everybody knows. Well, we all know that, but of course, it's a political decision. It's not about the prime minister. It's about the SRC giving a report, and they have recommended after so many years. Nothing wrong with that. I don't have a problem with it.
All right.
The other thing is, before I go, is it that the SRC have no work to do now? Just ask him.
Well, I'm sure they'll be considering the same positions in another period. But it's been a while. It's been a while since an increase came.
For 13 years, they were writing up a report for changing salaries.
No, it came before, but it was rejected.
I know,
if you remember.
But now they have nothing to do because this is new thing. You all have a wonderful morning. Bye.
Well, all I want to know is what Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the opposition who rejected it going and do with the increase, if they're going and give it away. If I was a UNC supporter right now, I lining up outside the office every month. But Kamala Persad-Bissessar, as a former prime minister and as an opposition leader, going and get plenty money. She probably will end up with more money than anybody else. But she's stuck as a prime minister. So that her pension going up for that. And her pension going up for opposition leader. Pension and salary.
All right. So 222-8255. Toll free North Americans, 866-525-1099. Good morning to Trevor and Arima.
You see how Paul done start address there already? That little increase Paul getting to watch out. Come he start address already. Watch him today. He just started and say, look, Money in my pocket. Yo, you have a shop for something for you. I'll look for a nice little tie for you.
Wendell, do you know Paul changed his cell phone ring?
Wait,
You know,
yeah.
it's go.
Money,
wait,
money, money, money.
No. It's go cha-ching, cha-ching,
Mhm.
cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Oh, that's Paul's phone.
Paul, let me tell
You find that creative, right?
Paul, you deserve every cent. I just have a little small back pay to get, and I'll use it to buy more plane tickets.
Anyway, we grab a couple of calls before we head into our daily headlines and our morning poll.
Where's Richard today?
Nobody knows.
Hey.
Yeah,
Today,
nobody.
it's Friday, huh? Isn't it? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's Friday.
By Sunday,
Morning to
it's
all the
new,
folks in the
new month.
US.
Mhm. Yep.
You know, I should call somebody in standards and
This
see what's
today
going
marks it's November 29th, which means we literally 24 days, 23 days from Christmas.
26.
Mhm.
Good morning, caller.
If you don't come today.
Steve. Good morning.
Morning.
Mhm.
Steve, Richard, Wendell. Richard is there yet? I ain't hear Richard yet, but you're kind of weird, Wendell. I thought you mash up on crutches this morning.
Mash up. I train for that cricket. Trust me.
You did.
Yeah. They
You
be first year play and I ain't get mash up.
didn't listen to Richard yesterday.
No, I
Richard
didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance.
lick, look at licks, look at peeking, look at mash up. Oh God, well I don't know what description he didn't use again. So I say, well, I didn't hear if you're in top or hospital.
No, I didn't get to.
Me and more training. This is weather for young dogs.
But that exclude you then.
Anyhow,
You use the word young, that had nothing to do with you.
of course, I am still using that because I lie on it. I lied on it and not in a casket. And I tell you already, you know, not because there's snow on the roof, right? There's fire in the furnace.
Yeah.
Addressing for my brother-in-law's funeral, so
Tired by a picture though for that furnace. That furnace can be burn by itself again.
Yeah.
enjoy the weekend. I'm going. I'm busy today.
All right. And condolences to your family once again.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Yeah, you have to keep dousing it then, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Morning, gentlemen. Lovely show. Wish you all a happy weekend and enjoyable one.
All right.
This
Thanks.
is a new voice.
To Dr. Paul from Gasperlo.
Hey,
morning.
Gasparilla. Morning.
Okay, bye-bye.
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 Take care.
I've never heard that voice before.
Is that Rona?
Oh, look, he appeared
Is it so?
Rona.
from Gasparilla.
I think that's Rona. Didn't she call yesterday?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It's not a voice that I know.
No, she's new.
Oh, okay.
You know, going back to the Fitzgerald Hines deciding he's not offering himself and withdrawing his approval for nomination. I think a lot of that, and this is just my opinion, has to do with the national security portfolio for which he's been under a lot of siege.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know what kind of representation he does in his constituency. I don't follow that really. But I think that national security portfolio, because of the level of crime in the country and because of people's perception of his performance, has a lot to do with this.
Yeah.
His reputation has taken a battering over the last 5 years.
Yeah, boy.
I don't know. I was thinking that it had to do with the whole process that the PNM has in terms of party groups nominating you and stuff like that, from which he had earlier received some pushback. And I think that pushback from that level is what is getting him to say, look, is it worth it?
What I'm saying, I think the
It's twofold.
I'm saying that may not have factored into
perceptions
what you just
about
said,
his
but
performance in the third portfolio may have affected those people's perceptions in the party group because
Yeah, that's true.
He's not
That's
seen
true.
as a high performing minister in the country at all.
Yeah, both are connected. You all
Yeah.
are both right. You all are both right.
He's not seen as that at all.
Yeah.
So I think that affected his overall reputation in the country.
Yeah, I think you're both right.
Richard, you have papers?
no, I don't have papers today.
Ooh, why are you asking me that? You know I always have papers.
Well, the fact that he came on the show late, something is up.
I don't
Or was up. Or was up.
Wow.
I didn't manage to get papers this morning.
That's 2 days straight now. Huh? All right. Fix your mix. It is Friday, the 29th of November, 2024.
Fix your mix,
Start with the Daily Express Online. I heard you and I ignored that statement. Hines withdraws, will not contest general elections. And of course, they take a picture of him putting his hand up in the air. They choose a picture to compliment the mood. Kamala calls out lunatic ministers, commentators, and media editors.
Lunatic ministers.
And doubles down on her statements about Venezuelan migrants committing crimes in the country. Battered body near bridge. Autistic girl dies in fire home alone. That is an 11-year-old girl. Home alone.
And she's autistic.
11, whether she's autistic or not, she should not be left alone.
Well, yeah, but even worse yet as an autistic child.
Singh, only UNC lawyers fearless in challenging government. 61-year-old alleged car thief killed by cops. Wrecking resumes in Port of Spain.
Never knew it stopped.
Why is that new news? Didn't they say that a couple months ago?
And those are trending stories in the Express. Richard, would you like to do the Guardian?
No, I don't even have the Guardian. Sorry.
Okay, let's go to the Guardian now for today. UNC begins screening today. Times out of Laventille West race. Port workers stage go slow. Union to meet with authorities today. Rowley directs Imber to take active role to settle UE impasse. PM instructs AG to resolve Tobago Registrar General Department issues. PM accepts, SRC salary hike proposal, claims it's justified. Monilal calls on Hines to say sorry to Trump, and Kamala hits back at critics of her migrant policy. Levels of lunacy astounding. Let's go to the news day now. PM accepts SRC money recommendations. I'll take the pay hike. Chloe gets US money for life-saving surgery. Yankee boy, change vibes cartel date so I could eat. Hines not challenging Laventille West seat. PM set to leave for Barbados for US authorities leaving this morning. Police kill one, wounds another in separate shootings. Father of Paria drowning victim dies of a broken heart. And scores turn out for devoted prison officers' funeral. So those are trending stories in your Express, Guardian, and Newsday for today, Friday, the 29th of November.
All right. Thank you there, Paul. Right. Let's get the results of our morning poll where we asked you yesterday. Oh, it just went blank. Why it went blank? All right. So it said, do you agree with the position of the opposition leader on deporting illegal Venezuelans who break the law in Trinidad and Tobago? I had the results and it's just not giving it. I'll give you the results after. It's just not doing it right now.
Okay, well, let's get to this poll.
I'll give you it after. All right, so let's go with
do you think Carnival Friday shows should be reserved for TNT artists only? So, do you think Carnival Friday shows should be reserved for TNT artists only? Is that the correct way you want to phrase that, or TNT?
I thought you might have directly asked about Vibes Cartel. Do you think Vibes Cartel coming here on Carnival Friday is a good idea or should be supported? I thought you might have go directly at him.
Would you like to phrase the question, gentlemen?
No, don't come. Not today. Not today. We're not dealing with that today. Pull back. Take out that.
Come down from
side. Pull back. Hey, can I hear this
morning? Would you like to tell me how you want the question phrased so I can type it out?
You type it how you want it.
Do you have an issue with Vibes Cartel performing on Carnival Friday?
There you go. Just to remind you, folks,
that's ultimately the issue.
Yeah, while Paul types up a morning poll, just a reminder from 10 till noon, Piarco Airport. Let me just get the correct phrasing here. What they said it's going to be, even though I know what it is.
Emergency drill.
Yeah, full-scale emergency exercise is on this morning, 10 o'clock to noon at Piarco International Airport. Caribbean Airlines is saying if you are boarding a flight, get there earlier.
Yeah.
Right? That's this morning.
But no flight is going to leave between that time.
Just to be going. Yeah, nothing really. All right. There you go. That's our poll. It's on the screen, your TV, your computer, your phone. Do you have an issue with Vibes Cartel performing in Trinidad and Tobago on
Carnival Friday? On Carnival Friday,
yeah.
Yeah, on Carnival Friday, not on the Carnival show. On Carnival
Friday. That noose around his neck.
Yeah.
Lord.
But why isn't he listening? What's wrong with him today?
We don't know.
He's in recovery mode.
You know what happened to him, gentlemen?
No.
This morning,
he's in recovery mode, and this is when you need to take an Ensure poll, because Ensure will boost you and it'll get you back on track.
That's what happens when you wake up in the morning, put a noose around your neck and put a razor to your face. That's what happens.
So do you have an issue with Vibes Cartel performing in TNT on Carnival Friday? That's our poll this morning.
No. Is that okay, right? That's okay now, right?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Any other changes you all want?
No, that's fantastic. Just like the day. It's just like Fantastic Friday. So it's fantastic poll. So 222-TALK, 222-8255, North Americans, 866-525-1099. People on the streaming platforms, you can send your votes via the messaging portals there. And of course, if you are on M&E TV watching us or, listening to us on smart devices, WhatsApp us at 868-318-1021. The numbers, of course, are on the ticket tape if you're watching us.
Richard, I have news for you.
Do you have an issue with Vibes Cartel performing in TNT on Carnival Friday?
That's our poll. Richard, I have great news for you on this Black Friday. Carib Brewery is saying 10% off all drinks. Just letting you know that, Richard.
That just means they're going to raise the price before.
All right, so here we go. Richard P. Knight says yes. Anthony Miguel, yes. John Cato, yes. Michael Mapp, no. Rena Boodoo Jennings, yes. Wayne Bennett, no. Anthony Miguel, yes. Hector, yes. Colette Finch, yes. Johnson Noel, yes. Let's check what's up here. Alistair Hart, no. Captain Ron, hell yes. Okay. David Nelson, no. Slick Money Grip, yes. Cohen Duke, yes. Ian Lee, yeah. Oh, thank you, Paul. Ian Lee, where in the world is Ian Lee today? Ian Lee says yes. Old Hillview boy there, you know. Esther Adams, yes. Who is this now? Is this Vincent in the UK? No, Michael Toussaint. What did Michael say? Yes. Strong says no. Let's see. Pearl Cordis says yes. Ben J. Singh says no. Michael Robinson says yes. All right.
Today's one day we could do it a third category and say I could care less.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen. Sandy Grandy, yes.
All right, Sandy Grandy, have a good day. Good morning. Good morning, caller.
Gasparlo said yes.
Gasparlo says yes. All right, Gasparlo, thank you.
You're welcome.
All righty. Lord, what's going on with this computer today? Right. Let's see. We have any more votes? I'm going to just move this down. Goth Celia says yes. Royalty Forever says no. Kenwin says yes.
Kenwin?
No, Kenwin.
Oh.
Yeah. 222-8255, toll free North Americans, 866-525-1099. Oh, right. Yeah, let's take some calls. Let's see if I have any more. I'm doing let him come. Josie Richardson says no. Thank you, Josie Richardson.
What day is Carnival Friday? When is Carnival next year anyway?
First weekend in March. First week, yeah.
Okay.
All right. 222-8255. That's our number.
You didn't have an issue with it, did you?
Sorry?
What?
No, I was going to Paul had an issue with that. I remember yesterday saying that it was not the first time that an artist has performed.
No, it's not.
But a non-soca artist has performed.
No.
Man, Capleton, Shaggy, you name it, they perform it during Carnival Week and Carnival Friday.
Mr. Lover. Ugh. I can see that.
The man set up shop in Trinidad for 2 weeks for Carnival years ago. So too Shaggy.
Mr. Lover. Ugh. Let's see if we have any more.
I'm sure there were other Jamaican artists who came here and performed during Carnival time. Yeah. But I neither here nor there, and that's why today could have do with a third category. But I really don't care. If Soca Monarch is on, trust me, I'll be going Soca Monarch. I ain't going no Vibes Cartel. So they need to focus. Didn't they say that Soca Monarch will be back next year?
Yeah, they did.
Well, all right. So then they need to start pushing Soca Monarch and stop having people talking about Vibes Cartel. That's what they need to do. Focus on pushing the Soca Monarch.
The Minister of Tourism has said that on December 6th, an announcement will be made on the person who they're partnering with for the Calypso, for the Soca show. So we see
right. Do that and push that and let all those artists who used to be the drawing cards come back. Bam Bam in the Road and all them and let all of them come back.
All right, let's see. Before we get into some Clock Major News, let's see if we have any more. We have Adonna Clark saying no. Morning Beauty Culture. Michael Oliver says no. That's it. All right, let's get into our 7 o'clock Major News with Paul Richards.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
It's 7 a.m. in Trinidad and Tobago. This is News to 7 on News Power Digital. First, the headlines. Cabinet accepts the report of the Salary Review Commission. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley leaves for Barbados this morning to take part in high-level talks with U.S. government officials. A hazardous sea alert number 1, orange level, is in effect, and a female stowaway found on Delta flights to Paris after sneaking past multiple JFK security checkpoints in New York. We have details coming up next. This is News to 7 a.m. right here on News Power Digital. Good Friday morning to you. Cabinet has accepted the report of the Salaries Review Commission. The SRC recommended salary increases for the Prime Minister as well as the President, the Chief Justice, the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, the Leader of the Opposition, members of Parliament, members of the Judiciary, the Police Commissioner, and other senior public officials. Government says the implementation still has to be decided upon. It was revealed the SRC report has been in the making for the past 13 years. Government said it will not override the report, but will bring it before the Parliament. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is also defending the work of the Cabinet on behalf of the population.
As for other persons who believe that the best thing to do to the country is to say, okay, we will not accept it, but we will pay ourselves differently, I don't lead my troops in that direction. And as for the people in the country who believe that if the members of the government and the Parliament are in fact to accept the recommendations of the committee that is set under the Constitution for that express purpose is for them to be ashamed, then so be it. We believe that we bring value by working hard, by working honestly for the people of the country. And the benefits are there to be seen by those who want to see benefits.
Reporters were told at the weekly post-cabinet press briefing a certain group of public officers had concerns with the report and their issue will be taken up by the Attorney General, who will liaise with the President.
I've seen the correspondence, and as Prime Minister responsible for taking the matter through the Parliament, to the Parliament, I have asked the Attorney General to raise with the President the concerns of this group of officers who have made a claim of their treatment by the SRC, and the President is being asked to refer that singular matter to the SRC for further review and to come back in the normal process with their position on it for those officers.
Meanwhile, commenting on the position of the Cabinet, who accepted the SRC report, President General of the Seamen and Waterfront Trade Union Workers Union, Michael Anisett, said all should be done to ensure equity and equality. He said comrades have been asking him what should be their next move in light of this development. The trade unionists maintained a position that should be adopted, especially in light of the tight economic situation facing the nation at this time.
They are asking, well, what are we going to do now as workers in Trinidad and Tobago when the very Minister Imbert said that the economy is at a dire strait economically and financially? Is the Cabinet have to decide whether to accept a recommendation for their own pay? It's amazing, and it's something that we have to take a look at as a society and as a people in the interest of equity and equality.
Today, Friday, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley will leave for Barbados to attend deliberations with senior officials of the U.S. government, where several matters of importance will be discussed. Dr. Rowley cited the significance of those discussions as his reason for deciding to attend. The Prime Minister recently attended heads of government meetings in Guyana with the presence of Indian Prime Minister. Dr. Rowley, however, said the high-level delegation from America is in the region and noted the need to be part of the deliberations in these difficult times.
We have a number of issues on the table, which are not the least of which is something which called the Bridgetown Initiative, where we have been fighting with the veterans institutions to treat us more fairly in these difficult times, and also to get terms and conditions with respect to our external financing of our countries. This approach, which was led by Prime Minister Motley as a CARICOM cabinet person who is responsible for it.
It is now official. MP Fitzgerald Hines is out of the race for Laventille West candidacy for the 2025 general elections. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley yesterday confirmed that National Security Minister Hines had withdrawn his consent to be nominated as a candidate for Laventille West. The Prime Minister said he had no hand in it. Dr. Rowley did so at yesterday's post-cabinet media briefing after word that Hines earlier this week withdrew his consent he initially gave for the nomination. Minister Hines will therefore not be screened when Laventille West presents its nominees to the PNM Screening Committee on Monday. Those to be presented so far are Port of Spain Alderman Attorney Kareem Marcel and Dr. Kadel Chesami. Minister Hines has been Laventille West MP since September 2015 and was also re-elected in 2020. Prior to being MP for the area, Minister Hines was elected Laventille East Mova MP in 1995, serving in that capacity for 12 years. For the upcoming election, Hines had indicated interest in the nomination for the Laventille West PNM executive back in September. He received the nomination support from Party Group 69, which this was announced by the unit in October. They also announced that Jessamy was nominated by Party Group 25. Marcel was also listed as a nominee. Subsequently, Marcel received 38 votes from a Laventille West Women's League meeting where Hines received 1 vote and 3 abstained. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has directed Finance Minister Colin Imber to take a note of a more direct role in resolving the impasse over salary increases at the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus. The group has been an ongoing dispute over wage negotiations with the West Indies group of university teachers WIGAT, the union representing the academic and senior administrative staff at the UWI St. Augustine campus. The union has been ramping up protest action at the university amid the unresolved dispute. Dr. Rowley spoke at the post-cabinet press briefing at Whitehall in Port of Spain yesterday, just days after Minister Imber stated he was not directly involved in the negotiations with WIGAT. The finance minister told Parliament last week that WIGAT demanded a 24% salary increase with back pay amounting to $701 million, which he said could not be met as it was a large burden on taxpayers. However, WIGAT had been asking for a face-to-face meeting with the government. Economist Dr. India Ramprasad, who heads WIGAT, expressed mixed sentiments regarding Dr. Rowley's involvement in the salary negotiations. Opposition leader Kamala Prasad-Bissessar is doubling down on her position that migrants committing crimes in this country must be deported. In the face of criticism that she had whitewashed the entire Venezuelan migrant community, Prasad-Bissessar issued a statement on Thursday in which she called out what she described as lunatic ministers and commentators politically simping for criminals with fake outrage about xenophobia and hatred, instead of standing up for citizen safety and following the case of a 69-year-old man who was beaten, robbed and kidnapped and stabbed in the head and murdered. Former Prime Minister said, quote, "I want to remind our citizens that Venezuelan migrants are not fleeing their homeland because of any natural disaster. They are fleeing the mess created by the successive governments voted for by the majority. Our citizens have been exceedingly accommodating and generous over the past few years. We already have a problem with local gangs. We don't need migrants committing crimes here also." End quote. A hazardous seas alert number 1 orange level is in effect. It will be from 5 p.m. yesterday, Thursday, and scheduled to end at 8 a.m. this coming Saturday. The Met Service at Piaco says areas to be affected include northern and northeastern coastal areas of Trinidad and Tobago, including north-facing coastal areas of the Gulf of Paria to a lesser extent. High-energy, long periods of northeasterly swells are expected to produce large breakers along the near-shore coast areas. Although the onset may be infrequent, the event can cause large battering waves exacerbated by high tides along the shorelines. Nearshore activities, including fishing, swimming, and boat mooring, can be disrupted. Impacts may also include intrusion of salt water and displacement of sand further than the average reach point. All marine interests should be carefully monitoring the near shoreline, coastal sea conditions, and exercise extreme caution along those identified areas. To end our news to 7, here are the headlines once again. The Cabinet has accepted the SRC's report for salary increases for senior public officials. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley leaves for Barbados today to take part in high-level talks with U.S. government officials. A hazardous seas alert number 1 orange is in effect until Saturday morning. And that is news to 7 a.m. right here on News Power Digital. We'll have major news coming your way at 8 a.m. or 12 noon, with headlines coming up at 8 a.m.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
All righty then. Thank you so much, Paul, for our major news. As he said, you can join him again. Come 8 o'clock for our news brief. All right. It is a warm run already. Yeah, it's 25 degrees at Piarco and 28 out at Crown Point in Tobago. All right. Traffic wise, there was one I saw. Let me just do a fresh on it and let's see if it's all cleared up. It was by Freeport, just after Freeport, heading northbound. Okay, it's cleared. So traffic is beginning to flow. I'm not seeing any issues at this time. So that is good news for those traveling. All right. Let's see if we have any more votes. Let's see. Kurt Hope says yes. And that's the only one I have. On our morning poll, do you have an issue with Vibes Cartel performing in TNT on Carnival Friday? That was our poll.
He says yes. That's what you said?
Yeah, just one yes from Kurt Hope.
All right. So, well, we had 32 people voting on the poll in the allotted time. And of course, our poll this morning is, do you have an issue with Vibes Cartel performing in TNT on Carnival Friday? So 32 people voted in the allotted time. Of the 32, 22 of you said yes, and 10 of you said no. So the yeas have it in terms of being the majority on that side of the poll. Of course, you can continue to vote on this poll throughout the day, through all programming, and we'll give you the final result on Monday morning because it's Friday and the weekend has begun, people. So we'll give you the results come Monday morning.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What was the result of your poll that I was sorry?
22 said yes, 10 said no. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I would vote on this poll. I mean, I'm no big fan of Vibes Cartel. So I mean,
what do you sing? What does he sing anyway? I don't even know.
Yeah.
He's one of them who's be cussing and things.
But he used to sing a lot of at one point you sing the kind of violent songs or that kind of thing. At one point.
Yeah. Okay.
I know he was singing on Carnival Friday. But I am you know what's conflicting me is that if we are moving into a kind of one Caribbean space, should we really object to Caribbean music being representative in all of our festivals, regardless of location? And I'm holding that across the Caribbean. In Cropover, that there should be Trinidadians there. In Jamaica, if you're having Reggae Sunsplash, that Marshall can be there and Kes can be there. Should we draw those lines culturally anymore if we are moving into one Caribbean space? So that's kind of where my confliction, if that's a word, lies. But I'm closer to your position, Wendell.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter to me. So.
It's choice. People have choices, and so
yeah.
So
what they have,
make a choice on how you feel about the issue. So if you feel that it has no place, then you will go to Soca Monarch.
Yes, and make Soca Monarch happen again, because it was one of the best things that happened to Carnival Friday.
Yeah,
I looked forward to it.
Yeah, we want to quite a few.
Yes. Make it happen and make it a success again. So that's what they need to do. I'm sure Ricardo will be happy for Soca Monarch to come back.
You like to go and meet everybody.
Yeah. You gotta get a picture and a little thing with everybody. Ricardo was a ride that year, yes. But that's what they need to do. The Vibes Cartel is not the issue. It's promoting your product and making your product a success like they did at one point in time, that is, to me, is the bigger issue. Forget Vibes Cartel. Because any one of them could come here. Because trust me, if Burning Spear or But Culture died or one of them artists who I really like from long ago, come, I go in. You understand? I go in the show. But but if those types of promoters ain't gonna make that mistake and do that on a carnival time. I know that for sure. The people who bring in Burning Spear and who would have brought Richie Spice and who would have bought, you know, the real conscious reggae, they ain't doing that carnival time. You understand? They ain't doing that carnival time. Vibes Cartel, obviously, out to do a lot of shows now. You know, so his people must be pushing it. That's their business. You know? And the Tia Void.
But in tandem with promoters here, obviously. But
Well,
I don't
naturally.
think, even though I don't think he is the only act on that show that they're planning on Carnival Friday, I think it's several artists performing on that show. If I remember some of the response from the organizers, I think it's also soca artists and stuff performing on that show too. But I'm not sure, so, you know, I will keep in my space and you can decide what to do.
Reach is on. But Paul, where you going this hour, this early hour on a Friday morning? You ain't go dress up soon. Or you went somewhere and come back already? You overnight somewhere?
I think that is it.
Maybe he's coming from
He went away.
From where?
He went away.
Maybe he's coming in from flight. You know, you and he are always flying in and out. So maybe he was coming in from a flight where he had to dress formally, and he said, "Look, let me just."
He must have went and meet with the Prime Minister to discuss the SRC report.
Yeah, you say, "Well, I'm the senators."
No senators getting in, please.
Of course they are.
Richard, I don't know why he's even answer, Steve.
222-8255 North Americans. You gobbled up yesterday. 866-525-1099 on numbers directly into the studio. We have some calls already. We had a call.
Look now, my niece do a nice turkey. It tastes real good. Trust me.
Today's Pointy Brown birthday, so happy birthday, Pointy.
I said it already this morning.
Oh, you did?
I wished him happy birthday this morning, yes.
Yeah. Good morning, caller.
Bernadette, now wake up now.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I don't think, Richard, the issue is infusing the cultures of the Caribbean. That is a good thing, you know. But you see, Vibes Cartel, based on what we have here with the young people and the kind of music, is who, when people like Vibes Cartel and them is not good example for young people, you know. The kind of thing they represent and the kind of things they do and how they operate is not good example for young people. So it's not Vibes Cartel, or it's not the music, you know, but it's who is the person coming to build. This attack caution and all kind of them fellas is not easy. Fellas, they just promote the violent song and thing. You can't think that you see it's not the music, you know. It's when you talk about fellas like Burning Spear, like we know, them is men who have real conscious and good music. But people like Vibes it's not good example for young people. Well, in my opinion, for basically with them and all them kind of thing and some of the music, I find it disgusting and it is not contributory to the development of young people.
I get you, but even though I don't think that was the objection that people were raising, I think people were raising the issue of dancehall music being in the middle of Carnival, especially on Carnival Friday.
Yeah, that's what.
That is a different thing. But if it's well, maybe I misunderstood what you said. But it is Vibes himself. He is not a good example. But the dancehall, you can't. I won't agree with that. I would agree with you if that is what you meant. Okay, gentlemen, thanks.
All right. 222-8255.
I wish we could have played a Vibes Cartel to hear what it is he's singing now. I really don't know the music, eh? I'll be dead honest with you.
Look, the expert music man in the middle right there. He could weigh in on this discussion. He know all Vibes Cartel music. Look, he shipped
He
down
go
on the
on,
bottom right.
he jump out the middle. He's have fun with that keyboard, eh?
Yeah. He know all that. He know all that music, Wendell.
Well, they could preach and prognosticate and talk about influence. They're getting everything on their phone.
Yeah.
Okay. So you could do
Let me go.
Carnival
Let
Friday.
me go on YouTube. Let me go on YouTube.
They will,
No.
they will have everything they want on their phone anyway. The same phone that they're buying for them.
YouTube.
Wendell, these songs seem innocent enough, you know. One of them is called Bicycle Ride.
Vibes Cartel 2024.
Bicycle
We
ride.
have a call here. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
I don't care what he's singing, whether it's nation building or nation building. This Carnival Friday is Fantastic Friday contra Super Blue. Soca. I can't see you having a Jamaican act there. And I agree with Yankee Boy. No soca artist, I repeat, no soca artist will be performing in any reggae show in Jamaica. None. And you hear what he said? All the Haitians, when they have the Haitians play the music, Jamaican. He said the only time like they play music, Trinidad, soca music is Labor Day.
You know,
So
interestingly, just to interrupt you, interestingly enough, one of the news interestingly enough, one of the news items last night talked to a couple of UE professors in Jamaica. And one of them said that for Jamaica's Independence Day celebrations, I think Marshall was there and somebody else. And she said the same conversation came up in Jamaica, that Jamaicans were saying, oh, why they have Trinidad artists performing around Jamaican Independence Day, and how Trinidadians would never do that.
Let me tell you.
So it's kind of the same thing, you know? It's kind of the same thing.
Richard, I didn't see that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, I could never forget in the 80s, I went to Brooklyn, and my friends took me to what they call basement party. They had this basement party. And the DJ was a Jamaican, and that man only playing reggae. That man only playing reggae, and somebody went and tell him, oh God, well, put on a soca now. He never, I repeat, never put on one. And I say, what is this? I'm telling all you, in the 80s, I just started to go to the United States for a vacation. Never put on only reggae. I never forget that. So, all you, please, don't bring Vibes Cartel in We Fantastic Friday. Not at all. And before I go, I saw on the news last night, I was so disgusted. That is Al Jazeera, where the people from Palestine was going back to their homes after they say they have that ceasefire. And I say I'm not holding my breath with this one, because since I growing up in Curep, I have been hearing ceasefire.
Was that Palestinians or was that Lebanon?
Well, I'm not
because
sure.
There's a ceasefire in Lebanon between Hezbollah and Israel right now, so it might be Lebanon.
Whatever, but Palestine, Lebanon, they're always having ceasefire. And do you know the people, while they were going in, some of them reaching their homes and they're looking at the rubble after all these months, they said the Israeli soldiers started shelling, firing, so like what the guy was saying, like to scare them to move away, don't come back. And I say, what madness is this? You know what, people just tell you, don't question God. But I keep asking, how God allows Israel to be doing this to people, whether it's Palestinians, people from Lebanon, this thing for decades? How? I can't understand it. Who is Israel? Look, you, please, you'll have a good weekend.
But I just wanted to go, and Wendell, for your edification, I just wanted to go to some of the song titles from Vibes Cartel, because I don't know his music really. Yeah. But he has as I said, he has bicycle ride. That seems innocent enough. He has
As
one called Wine to the Top. And maybe
wine to
seems
the top.
innocent enough. Wine to the
Okay.
Top.
Well,
It
I
have
can see
one
that.
called it
I
have
can
one
see that
called
resonating with everybody,
it have
even
one
soca
called quick.
people.
It have one called Quick Quick Quick.
Well, that's soca too.
Yeah. It have one called Happy Pum Pum.
Oh, Lord, well, that
And
definitely soca.
I don't know what that means, but that's the name of it. But Paul is smiling, so Paul probably knows the song. And Money Make Me a Look.
Okay.
Back Me. Thank You
Mm-hmm.
Ja. Thank You Ja songs,
Mm-hmm.
you know, positive, and maybe a little burning spirish.
Okay.
Um,
I see one called Good Like Jesus.
so you see,
Yeah,
that probably is a post incarceration song.
I suspect
Um,
because there's
yeah,
also one called Cloudy, but in that one though he made the sign of the cross with his left hand. So I'm saying, oh my God, what is he? What did he just do?
and then they have one called Go Go Wine. So I don't
But
know, people.
that sound like soca too.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Mm.
So those are some of the songs for those of you who don't know Vibes Cartel songs.
What was
I
the one?
certainly
What was
don't
the
know
pom
them.
pom one again? What was the pom pom one you say, Paul? No.
I'm happy.
Oh.
222-8255, North Americans, toll free 866-525-1099. Give us a call. It is Friday, the 29th day of November, the second to last day of the month, which means that it's 26 days to Christmas. Just saying.
Paul, recently you've been doing a lot of like singing on the show. Every now and then you'll break out into song. Give us a couple lines of happy pum pum there.
Cena. Cena. Cena.
Lord.
I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you for two lines. A whole woman are taking home.
Give me the go wine. That's what I remember from go wine. Go wine. Give me the go wine. Give me the go wine or something like that.
Maybe it's something innocent, When I start, my car go pum pum pum. My engine good. I have a happy pum pum pum. My car going pum pum pum. My car a bad. My car a bad. Maybe it's all about, a metaphorical engine in a car.
Oh boy.
Need help,
Easy.
There you have it, people. For all of those who voted against Vibes Cartel coming here,
that's what you're
you
missing.
get a little version of
On stage, Carnival Friday, Richard.
That's what you're missing.
Oh, good. Happy pum pum.
Well, they're good. Yeah. So let's take some of your calls, shall we? 29 minutes after the RS.
When Sparrow was singing Soulfish and thing, I had no problem on the Congo, man.
I tell him.
I had no problem at all. None.
And do back on me, do back.
And both of them, and I had no problem with
and the lizard run up she leg.
Fish.
And
the lizard run and disappear. Now, how a lizard can run up a teacher leg and disappear, people? Think about it. How?
Really? Behave on yourself. Morning caller.
Morning again, guys. I forgot
Good morning.
that the day Nakopa Sifa are giving her praise for what she said yesterday in helping her students while she was a teacher, those who were slow learners.
Students have no I, Ms. Digger Martin.
What you said?
The word has no I in it.
What? Which word?
Students.
It has no what?
No I.
No I?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, but you go ahead.
No, I said I want to praise her for helping her students. While she was a teacher, she said she helped the slow learners.
And I find that was very commendable of her, because not many teachers will, take interest in children who are struggling in their class. So, Ms. Dabadie, take a bow, go to the head of the class. Well done. You all have a blessed weekend.
Ms. Dabadie, thank you so much for helping your students.
Good morning. Good morning.
You also have Blakey too. Hold the pussycat.
Holy pussy, holy pussy, holy pussycat. Pussy running, holy pussy, holy.
It wasn't cat, he said.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, yes,
Morning.
it's true. It had a Y in it. His own had a Y.
And
Good
Mr.
morning.
Wendell.
Mr. Grant, is that you? Morning.
Yeah, man, how you doing?
Not too bad.
Yeah. I hear you was stiff yesterday, couldn't get up, you're playing young. Yeah, I was trying to get you to tell you when all I was talking about the 18-year-old with the driver. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The guy that got killed, that my godson, you know.
I didn't listen, so I wasn't aware, sorry.
Yeah, but no, I didn't get it.
All right.
Yeah. That was my godson, boy. I'm mining from small, and he was away and he come back and he went down South Day.
All right. Well, our deepest condolences,
Yeah,
Mr. Grant.
condolences to your
And you
man.
know, it's 22 months I get.
Oh.
Because my son they get killed too. Now he got
Yes, son?
killed from a heart attack.
Oh, I didn't know that, Mr. Grant.
Yeah, man.
So sorry to hear
Yeah,
that.
he well, I think they went to the toilet and that was it. I like that you see Avon there. I know if you have two to sell. Yeah.
All right.
We
Thank you.
We go link up, boy.
All right.
All right. We'll chat.
Yep.
All right. Good morning.
Take care, Mr. Grant.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Morning to you all.
Morning.
Just to touch on the same topic you all on this morning. I think last year Marshall was given the keys to the city in Jamaica. And that caused a big stink in relation to the time that was done. I think that was done by their independence time. But to take it into the next direction, since Ken couldn't come in here last month, and he flashes 47, Vice Cartel flashes 46. So I think the Ministry of National Security should see if there's a risk having him come here at such a time with the volatile situation we have in Trinidad in relation to gang members.
No, you're saying you're speaking from a speculative point of view. You couldn't possibly be speaking as a fact, are you?
About flashing 46? Yeah, man. Yeah. It shows a lot of places. You see the signs. Who knows if you see the signs? You see, you have to know the signs. You follow. He flashes 46. And I don't know who would be the people at the concert, but I would believe it may have members from that particular group maybe performing. I haven't seen the cast, but what I know, I could expect that. But it's up to the Ministry of National Security to get it right. It's not up to me to get it right.
All right.
It's up to the Ministry of National Security to get it
right. Well, I'm sure that they are listening and they're hearing your contribution and will take note of it, I guess.
Well, if they are listening, I will touch on the next topic. Thursday and Friday, and I am not one of your regular callers. What has to happen in relation to Venezuelans being arrested? It's not only about fingerprint anymore. You need to photograph the upper body because the upper body tells a story. I'm not referring to a woman now. You arrest for some Venezuelan woman. I'm talking about the men. You have to get that picture of the upper body. And since we're dealing with the U.S., they could tell you what certain ink represents. When you say ink, you're referring to tattoo. So according to how they ink up, you will know if it's gang members from different gangs in Venezuela and other South American countries or Latin American countries being arrested. You follow? It's not only about the print anymore when it comes to gang now, because the reason why they carry it on the body is if they're incarcerated, then they represent. And by having that ink already, it's a good thing and a bad thing also. But living that life, at least you have a presence in there and they will send you in the right direction. There's a lot of things that have to go on in Trinidad since the culture change. It's not about fingerprints. You have to get that print on the body. They carry a message. You have to know what
Interesting.
That. There's a lot of different things. But certain governments have that down pat. So when they photograph the body, you could say whatever you ain't. But if they know the story, you know who they are. You know? There's a lot. Anyhow, let me not take up more.
All right.
But thanks for the information. I remember, I don't know if you guys remember, there was a big issue. Sorry, go ahead, caller.
Steve and Wendell, but long ago, when I was much younger, I would not have appreciated a reggae concert in Trinidad. I would not like it at all, at Carnival time, that is, right? But I found, since I get older, nothing wrong with that, because our artists go abroad and perform in all different kinds of concerts.
Yeah, they're going to Dubai right now.
Right. When my son was studying in Jamaica, he went to concert, and he first asked him the night when he came back. Well, morning time, I said, they play any soca? Yeah. So, I said, okay, I'm shocked, because, the Jamaican stuff, right? They want other music more than theirs. So he told me that. And Carnival, for Carnival 2022, 2023, they have, during the Carnival time, Tess was up there, and testing in soca and so on. So nothing wrong with that, I would not have a problem now, but long ago I would have had a problem. Because that time I was younger, I would appreciate our music. But these younger artists don't know, because they're young and we need a difference to it, because we all know, we could say what we want now. But let the younger people get a new version or something, so it's up to them to go. But the problem will be, we will have more banditry, because they had to dress for the part, That is my problem with these type of shows, because robberies increased during that time with sneakers and fancy clothes and all of that. So you had to look at that too. So you all have a good day. Wendell, I was steaming some parcels for your things in order to come, but you on a plane to go. So you see, you can't get none again. Have a good day, everybody. Good weekend.
All right, have a great one yourself. All right, 222-8255, toll free for North Americans, 866-525-1099. Right, numbers directly into our studio.
Right, so we're taking your calls this morning. I don't know when did Wendell get bumped off or something?
I have no idea.
I don't know what happened to me there just now.
Yeah, I know, saying like you get bumped off.
No, I touched something on my phone and I just disappeared from the screen. So I was talking and I'm not hearing me, and you weren't taking me on, so I said something wrong.
Yeah, you got bumped off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're still taking your calls, 222-TALK, 222-8255, North Americans, 866-525-1099. You were saying something.
Why were you surprised that something was odd when you were talking or you weren't taking you on? That's not too far from normal.
No, because I wasn't even seeing myself on the screen.
But we generally don't take you on here.
I know. At least you're honest.
You were saying something before you got bumped off. You remember the caller interrupted you?
Yes, I can't remember. I don't know what I was going to say. It had to do with the the guy who sent the information, who gave us that information on signs to look for. I remember at one point in time, if you remember, people used to tattoo a teardrop by the eye, right at the corner of the eye, and it said that was some symbol of some of people who get what they call it, who take ghosts or whatever. There was something related to those teardrops that was tattooed at the corner of the eye. So much so that people who had it were trying to remove their tattoos. I have heard about those things, but I don't know them as fact.
Yeah. Also in the news, just a reminder that Piarco International Airport is going to have their full-scale emergency exercise today. So if you're driving and you see smoke, don't get alarmed. It's a full-scale exercise from 10 a.m. till noon.
Steve,
I guarantee you, people will then share that like it's something going on in the airport.
Paul, take the words out my mouth.
Yeah.
There will be videos going viral of something, somebody saying something happening at Piarco. Only be careful. Trust me.
Yeah. Of course, last evening there was a double murder in Claxton Bay. Husband and wife. I don't know. Have some calls. Good morning.
Hey, Steve and fellas.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I find this an interesting thing. Yeah. Because we talk, you think with the Vibes Cartel thing, all right, no problem. But I was reading the other day that a guy was saying that soca suffering, and he was looking for 6 musicians, young people to think because he's soca dying. Because a lot of the young people, into the Zessa culture now and everything. And we had to ask the question, is it really dying? Is Vibes Cartel? Yeah, no problem, I don't argue. But is it that they're there for the numbers? Because for something, the culture or the soca not reaching or not handling this generation of young people where they feel that they have to Voice in the Ghetto says that, right? Singing Sandra, right? So, the boombox and things, playing the songs because they want something that hitting the palate, and the soca not hitting the palate. And now, bringing, and I think fantastic when that other guy, the Batiste fella, Owen Batiste's son, was thinking, he was saying the same thing. He wanted to bring in the Zessa boys into the Fantastic Friday, and I think he got a little pushback on that. But the soca artists have to ask themselves what's going on with the soca when they only singing this kind of derivative kind of situation and really in pulling a generation
Dean,
with them.
Dean, when soca started, artists get pushback from calypsonians. You all know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So much so Shadow sing a song called I don't want to sing this soca boat, because when calypsonians heard the soca evolving, they pushed back against it. So now we're talking. So I mean, things evolve.
No. That's not evolving, Paul. That's just total obliteration. Because evolving is one thing where it keeps the structure and style. What is happening is a total obliteration of your structure. If you're keeping structure and style and form, and it moves the thing, then you could say it's evolving. Then you can. I mean, that's a thing about structure you're talking about. Because what you're talking about is one evolving. We could always structure it because you could still look at the soca when them fellows was making the soca at that time. You will still see the structure of calypso, and you're in the soca. And when it evolves, you will still see the structure. That's the evolution. Destruction is when there's a gap and go to another level where you don't see the structures in it anymore. And
I don't agree with that statement. I think you still see a lot of well-structured calypsos.
Well, yeah, fellas talking that thing, but all I'm saying is that what is the possible? I'm just saying what you're seeing in the papers are producers saying that you want to mentor young people because the soca died. I'm not saying, this is not my voice, This is a man in the business saying this. And there
Dean,
are other examples.
is it that you're saying Trinidad music is not an evolving of?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
Is
in
it
the
that you're saying it's an
cases.
obliteration? We're trying to understand. Are you saying Trinidad music is more of an obliteration of soca in a kind
Richard,
of way?
what the man was saying is he want to mentor some young people, and he want to mentor because he said the soca is dying, or the young people not coming to the soca because the scene is that some music, and I know a generation of people are going in one direction. So he wanted. I'm not saying that all music. That is what he was saying. So he wanted a mentor.
No, I understand what he was saying. I was just going back to what you were talking about of evolution versus obliteration.
Yeah, evolution is when you can see your structure in it.
Right. So I'm
Obliteration
saying
is when the music take a jump
so
from
would you
one.
say would you say Trinidad music is a jump? That's what I mean.
No, I'm not saying that because I have to see if it have the structure in it, right? What I'm saying is that is a possibility in the idea of in a generation with all the other kind of conversations going around in the space. Because I just use two examples that there's the possibility in the promotion and the thing because as what you were saying, the Batiste fellas were saying that Swanee and them getting the views, bring them in to pull in the crowd. The death of Fantastic Friday could be a marketing thing. It died. They want to bring it back, so they're seeing something to latch. I just created a destruct, adding to the conversation that is going on. But there are problematic situations going on in culture on many different levels from many different voices. Now it could mean that the soca is going to our next level, evolving, or it could be that the culture is going in the direction where it grabbing onto internationalization style. And I don't know, those things are, if you're into culture, it could be that you could move, if you don't hold on to it properly, it could evolve out of it. And those things.
I think part of the decline of Soca Monarch, because it declined over several years, is that I think a lot of the performances started to decline because the big players who have the bigger money weren't taking part in it anymore.
Well, let me add to that, Richard. Let me add to that.
Thanks, Dean.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Let me add to it because I was going down that road, Richard. That I think.
Go ahead, Wendell.
Yeah, I think the decline started when they stopped allowing the defending champions to come back and defend. You understand? Because you had somebody, a big name winner 1 year, and then the next year that person can't defend the crown. That was where the decline, I think, started. You know?
Hello.
Right. Yes, Dina, morning.
It's also about
performance. Again. Wendell, oh God, you're going on from that again. You was always singing the pum pum song. So I want to talk to Paul. Paul, you take out a mortgage on me. And Wendell, you too. You're loving that kind of talk. You saw what somebody did write about you yesterday morning? You didn't watch the chat?
No, I wasn't on the show yesterday. I couldn't pay attention to the show yesterday.
All right. Talk about when Wendell there. Anyhow, Mr. Paul, how much mortgage you take out on my life, boy? How my name get into that song this morning?
What song?
Pardon me?
What song is that?
The song you was singing.
What song is that? Remind me, please.
I hear Zina name. Well, I don't know where you make up that from, but I know I hear my name calling.
You know, I like to call your name.
Only what is this morning?
I like to scream your name.
It's a good, nice, casual Friday morning, so I'll enjoy it.
Love your name. Love it.
But I really, personally, I have no say on that matter. You see me? For me alone, half of them ain't coming. because we trying to discipline our youths in this country. Half of them, just like how you have some country refuse somebody the other day, that is what should be going on here. When you ain't noteworthy, don't come here. Come here
Let me
to
tell you
spew.
something. The number of our so-called Trinidad zest artists have been denied landing rights in Caribbean countries in the last couple of months. You all have no idea.
Yes, I've well, every now and then you read it, huh?
Yeah, but it's
I know
happening.
that. That's why I'm
Most of
saying
it do be
so.
reported. They denied landing rights because the governments feel they are not a good influence on the population.
That's right. That's right, and that's why I said so. But was he ever convicted of anything in this country? Our artist?
You never be convicted in the country.
Well, no, I'm asking because and they did that, and I never hear that he was convicted of anything. It might happen, and I don't know. So I am saying the same way other countries could do it. If they feel it's not a good influence, we have the right to do it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, all right. Which is what that caller who called us earlier on to tell us about these signs and all kind of thing. It's kind of hinting at, that if Vibes Cartel represent a certain number, I using the word number, then it may not happen because the last thing the government wants is some kind of incident at a concert like that between the numbers.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen. When that thing you was talking about the teardrop on the side of the eye, what that was how much ghost you have, meaning how much people you kill. Every time you kill somebody, they put that teardrop.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, that was a thing that they used to do. But compared to the Calypso one thing, I find the same soca dying, but I find like Calypso itself, you don't hear no more good good humorous, good social commentary and those kind of Calypso. Everything now, you see the thing that take over, what happened, the money game went into the throw something in the air and a lot of instructions and people just jumping up and prancing and that is the issue. There's no long I don't know what. You no longer hear good Calypso from fellas like Contender and all them kind of good men or people, even some of them fellas will grow in age. Younger people not into that kind of thing, good lyrics and thing with Calypso. I just sit down and listen to good Calypso. It's not like before.
Paula, nothing annoyed me more than going to these soca shows or fests or whatever, and you're hearing anybody from Tobago, anybody from Arima, or you put up on your hand. Nothing annoyed me more than that.
Everybody with the same structure. All right, hold on. All right, let me go here. Here what we're going to do. Here what we're going to do. Check with me. Go with me. 1, 2, 3. Blah 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 blah. Oh Jesus Christ! All of them with that structure.
No, and the other one is low.
Yes, that too.
We don't. And that is the structure. All of them. No more Calypso. I like it. I don't know, boy. I don't listen to that. I don't want the song. Yeah, but these people, them fellas, just re-up and see about the good and the this and the that. I don't see nothing in that. I can't listen to that. I cannot listen to that at all. At all. If it's for something to support my country and I have to support the thing, I will do it just for the purpose of supporting for the culture and the country. But I don't enjoy anything at all. You can't keep up with that instruction or kind of thing, man. No more Calypso, so go on, Choke the son of them fellas, you cannot think them many to me. When you listen them fellas, King Austin and thing, Portrait at Trinidad, and when you listen the kind of Calypso, you got no more again, them thing gone,
All right.
Only instruction now. Thank you.
I remember CIC Fed. I think it was Roman Whitney who hosts. And everywhere, all right, so very St. Joseph posse, very Fatima posse, and which school, Jesus Christ, man. Every host had to come with us and stripping us.
Designed for our demographic.
Good morning, caller.
Paul, you ain't going on no stage and talk that please.
There is some people cannot sing a song unless they talk about the women body part. What bum bum, what saltfish, what this, what that. No effort is put into songs nowadays at all, at all, at all.
Saltfish is a woman body part. Since when?
They
I
can't
had
talk
saltfish and buljol yesterday.
back up with some nonsense about some woman body part. They ain't thinking about anything. They ain't taking no time to make a song.
Now you teach me something there.
All right. Thank you, San Fernando.
I went Adam's Bakery for breakfast on Sunday, and I had saltfish buljol with roast bake.
Good morning, caller.
Yeah, man, come back in there. Now, my thing is, no, this is totally, I look at the culture. You listen to Parang these days, and how the Parang, sorry, even the man who created the Soca Parang, crazy say this thing gone way too out of hand now. And now I sit down with my artists and fellas, and I say about writing, what going on? Or they can't write music at all. It's like, it's like the idea of right. To that. So, but when you listen to what a parang has become today, to me, and what is making the airwaves, and then when I look at, and I'm looking in the carnival, and I'm talking to my wire bending friends, and then they say, boy, I no more wire bending. It's almost gone. It's definitely he's a feather designer now. Man, hardly designer now, and think it's a pre-packaged thing. So the craft almost out of it, and then there are other aspects within the carnival and within the music. And I think I find very that is almost that I lead back straight back to education. And when they look at the people talking about test cricket dying, the idea of patience. And the man, I think the other day, Greenwich was saying, "Oh, keep hold on to the test." Because
I don't agree that test cricket dying. I don't agree with that statement at all.
They're dying.
Say that. Now, if they say that they're dying, it means the long haul game. And the idea of test cricket was the patience and the long haul and the staying power and the philosophy and the thinking of the game, right? And to me, that idea of that philosophical, wider approach to our culture is being problematic, where people are just on the scroll. You just scrolling, quick thing. You want fast. You want it on the go. And if it is the body, give me the body. And then all the other things that hold of culture together falling apart. And that's your education, that's the craft. And the craft.
I just think that there are more options available to people now. There are more options in sport available to people.
Name that in the culture. I don't see that. What are the other options? No, what are the other options you see in culture?
Well, the fact that people, which is why we can ask you about the evolving issue that you had raised earlier on. Things evolve. You may not like it, but it happens. But that don't mean that the old ways has completely gone. So that's why West Indies Bangladesh.
No, I don't think that old ways are gone. I just think that the options that people are saying, because in the thing, they only have two young people bringing out bands. There are other young people, but look at the bands that are being brought out as to the bands that coming out. Those two young sisters who bring out that kind of type so they are like a minority, and there are no other young people are not encouraged to come out with other things. If they're bringing out, they will bring out a little juve, something that looks one way. What I'm saying is that when we look into the carnival, what we think we see it as creativity, to me, is just repetition, and it's not creative. And I think we have to question where creativity comes, and how do we encourage creativity in cultural festivals by prizes and stuff, and that's why I think Gypsy, to me, all you have to do is flip the prizes to encourage younger people to try and stimulate other types of music, other types of expressions. That is how people control and manage their cultural festivals, by stimulating younger people and other generations. If you see it going this way, going that way, so you have a wire bending prize to bring more wire benders in. If you find wire bend, so that's the whole idea of an International Carnival Commission.
Yeah, thank you,
So when I
Dean.
talking to my wire benders and them, they say they're dying. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Dean. Yeah. All right, gentlemen, let's wrap it up for this week.
It's a very I suppose it's a very wide and complex discussion. Where is the culture going with respect to that Generation X and Generation Z, and Generation Alpha? Is it Generation Alpha? I have so many names now. But where is it going? How invested are they as a group? And it's something that's worth discussing, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
We could get like the Subian boy and Dean
Gotta run the news, guys.
Involved one day. Anyway, folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God. I know.
Have a fantastic weekend, whatever you're doing. And of course, remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health. Have a great one. People speak to you on Monday.
All right, gentlemen. You have a great one. All right, just a reminder that Dr. Gooding will be at the Pet Butler this afternoon after 3. You can call 610-8725 to book an appointment, or WhatsApp at 710-8725 on El Socorro Road. Let's get into our 8 o'clock news brief with Paul Richards.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
It's headlines to 8 a.m. Good morning. The Cabinet has accepted the report of the Salaries Review Commission, which recommended salary increases for the Prime Minister, as well as the President, the Chief Justice, the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, the Leader of the Opposition, members of Parliament, members of the Judiciary, Police Commissioner, and other senior public officials. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has left for Barbados today to take part in high-level talks with U.S. government officials. Promoter One Caribbean Music responds to critics of Vibes Cartel performing on Carnival Friday in Trinidad and Tobago. A hazardous Caesar Lit No. 1 orange double is in effect from yesterday, Thursday, to Saturday morning at 8. Those are headlines making news. To the hour, we have major news coming up at 12 noon.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.